on the eve of your return after this 6 week layoff. You have just a little bit more to be thankful for today.
Yeah. Oh, happy Thanksgiving. It's no, very thankful, very grateful for the people, especially the people that helped me get back. The strength staff, the trainers. I know I got to give a little shout out to the equipment guys, even though they provided very little over these 6 weeks. But no, it's just overall just a lot of just great human beings here, and just so thankful for my family, and no, just thankful to be able to play the game I love again. It was a long 6 weeks. It was tough stretches or some highs or some lows, and just I'm just so grateful to have the opportunity to be playing again, and really excited to join the boys.
Next, we'll go to Jillian McKenzie with The Athletic.
Hey Brady, can you hear me?
Yep.
Uh, First off, happy Thanksgiving. I got just a few from me, but was it always the plan when you looked at your timeline and when you could be back? Was it always the plan for you to try to come back for that game against St. Louis, that return at home?
I'm not gonna lie to you. At the start, I got all my weeks messed up, so I thought I was coming at the start of the road trip, and then once we got halfway through the recovery, I'm like, oh, it's the St. Louis is the 6 weeks. So, yeah, because I thought I was gonna be starting the trip in Anaheim, but yeah, I mean, I guess it just happens to work out. There's always a reason for stuff that happens, things that you can't really predict and don't make sense. But it's for it to work out that St. Louis is going to be the first game where I have the opportunity to come back in front of family and friends and everybody that supports me. It's made the recovery a little bit better and something to set my eyes on, set my goals towards.
How was it for you following your team around and watching games from the press box? I know you've mentioned on your podcast, and we know you enough to know that you've been raring to go and get back on the ice for weeks.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie to you, not a fan from watching up there. It just no, it stinks when you're not able to go to battle and compete with your teammates and guys that you kind of ask them to do that and not be able to join them. It's that was probably the hardest part, is the kind of the no control factor. But I'm just so grateful for the group, and just being around them, and them kind of just asking things when it came to mind. But honestly, it's just I'm super proud of the effort that they put in, and just how they just everybody elevated the standard. And for me, it's I'm just looking to join into that and join what they've been building for the last 6 weeks, and they've been doing an amazing job, and I'm just so excited to be able to join that and elevate in any way that I can.
And last one for me, just what has been the most impressive part of how your team has played in your absence? What are some specific qualities that you've noticed in this team that have impressed you the most in these last 6 weeks?
I think the biggest one for me is the maturity and finding ways to win. It's there's been games where it hasn't been the prettiest, but you find a way to get a point, or squeak out a win in a big 2 point. So that's probably the biggest thing I've been proud of, and something that they've built, the group's built this last 6 weeks, and that's just the mindset mentality. So for me, it's honestly just adapting and to bench dynamics in the locker room, and just kind of I guess analyzing is the best way I could say, is just and see what ways I can mold myself back into it, and adapt to any situation, because they've been building such a great thing over these last 6 weeks, and really proud of them, and like I said, I'm just my mindset is just join what they've been building, and help out in any way that I can.
Next, we'll go to Bruce Garriock.
Hey Brady, happy Thanksgiving. Just I got a couple for you. Can you kind of go through, Brady, your timeline of how you've been able to do things? Like you started with skating. When did you start stick handling, that sort of thing?
Yeah, I no, I started skating. I think it was six days post surgery, and as you guys could tell, it was no stick. And that was a couple of weeks with Shelly, working on power skating, which was such a huge benefit that I can see, for myself, and a couple times of the week with sexy and just doing bag skates. So I did that for 4 weeks. And at the 4 week mark post surgery, was able to stick handle, and quite honestly, I thought the shooting would take a little bit longer, but no, the shot felt pretty good right from the start. So for the last 2 weeks, been of course doing all the conditioning, doing all the the bag skating, but being able to stick handle and shoot, and feeling really good and confident in that, and taking face offs in practice, and no, I feel really good. So I'm really grateful for Dr. Hotchkiss, the trainers, and make me feel honestly even better than I was before, and no, feeling good.
Other than playing in Ottawa, could you think of a better stage though to make your comeback than St. Louis? Yeah, I think you're having the boys over for dinner today. Hopefully your mom's not cooking for 40, but no, but could you think of a better way to return than St.
Yeah,
Louis?
yeah. Honestly, it's if it's not playing in Ottawa, it's I think this is top of the list. It's I only come here once a year, and no, I feel like it always happens around Thanksgiving. So which is very grateful for, because a lot of my friends are going to be around this weekend, so I'll be able to see them after the game, and maybe even some today. Um, so yeah, I think it made kind of everything go a little bit better. Knowing that this is the day that I wanted to play, and was pushing to play, and know that it was just going to be a special moment just to be back playing the game that I love in front of the people that know I love. So yeah, it's going to be a special moment, and just grateful that I'm able to do what I love again.
Thanks, Graham. I'm glad you're back because I won't have to get up at 7 a.m. to listen to the Wingmen podcast to get an update on your health like I have for the last 3 weeks.
Yeah, yeah,
2 weeks.
all good.
Thanks.
Well, thanks for listening.
Next, we'll go to Nick St. Pierre.
Hi, Brady. Thanks for doing this and happy Thanksgiving. I was just wondering, like, it's a kind of a follow-up to Julian's question. From your perspective, and since you've been around the team, how much did you appreciate and you notice progression in the maturity and the leadership of certain of your teammates? I'm thinking about like Tim, especially. How much can you tell us about that progression?
Yeah, I mean, it's honestly just being proud. Of course, being hurt for the 6 weeks, it was tough, and for example, Timmy. I mean, everyone already knew how unbelievable a player that he was, but he even raised his own standard, and took charge. And no, that's just one guy, for example, but I can, the whole roster, everybody, took charge, and pushed themselves to be even better than they were. And I think that's what makes me the most proud of our group, is not just being able to do that, but it's just the self accountability that no, just be better than they were. And it made my life a lot easier. Seeing all the wins, seeing all the points, and no, they definitely took care of me. So I'm looking to come back, and just help out, and honestly, just to be in the battle is something that I've been thinking about this whole 6 weeks, is just going out there, and competing for wins.
And one last question, if I may. How much of a challenge will it be for you to get back to the rhythm of this point of the season? A lot of players that like came back a little later. It's been a challenge. How much of a steep hill is it for you, you think?
You
And
know what?
thanks.
I mean, it's a new experience. I mean, I've been hurt before, but I mean, I know the two things that I'm going to trust: the work that I put in, trust all the skating, all the conditioning, all the bag skates that, turn that steep hill into just a kind of like a steady road. And honestly, I think this might come out, but not expect perfection right away. And I think for me, it's adapting to situations, adapting to the way the game's going. And for me, I know what my mindset's going to be tomorrow: simple and work ethic game, and not going to think about anything that I can't control, other than my compete level, and being ready to play, and not give myself any excuses not to be ready with all the details. So I'm really going to be focused on just simple things I can control, and of course, work ethic is going to be my number one.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
Next, we'll go to Andrew Willimek.
Thanks for doing this, Brady. Happy Thanksgiving. My question is just about the last time we spoke to you, you mentioned how you didn't want to just do status quo. You wanted to work on some specific elements of your game over these past few weeks. I'm wondering in specific, I know you've been skating a lot. Is there anything else that you've been specifically working on?
Um, you know what? I mean, it's the number one that I feel most confident right now is my skating and conditioning and feeling like I'm going to be able to do it shift in, shift out, and honestly, for me, I put a lot of emphasis on stick handling when I was able to. I was stick handling a lot, and I feel like my hands are improving and more confident and more really tried stick handling with my head up. Did a lot of practice with that for the last little bit, so feel confident out there where I don't have to look at the puck and can look for plays and know that the puck's on my stick.
Thank you. Good to have you back.
Thank you.
Next, we'll go to Julian Paquette.
Hi, Brady. That I can remember, it's pretty much only the second time you've missed significant time during a season. How you talk about the highs and the lows of a recovery like that? Does it compare to what happened last season, where you part of it was precautionary before the playoffs, and how different was it to come back from that injury than the previous one?
Yeah, I mean, definitely last year's was really tough in the playoff push. That was tough to kind of deal with. I mean, it was something I couldn't play with. Even if I tried, I couldn't do it. So that was tough. And no, but this time around, being my first surgery, it was a whole new experience where obviously I had to rework my mobility and my thumb and my hand and the scar tissue and stuff like that. So that wasn't fun and at times wasn't very confident. Where of course, when you get hurt, you want to get back as quick as you can, and you feel like you're not making any progress, then it just becomes taxing emotionally and mentally draining. But then it kind of just took a turning point where I really started getting mobility, started feeling great, and was able to go out and do things painless. So that was now a new experience, but something that a lot of people go through, and felt like it happened for a reason, and I was able to grow in a lot of areas of my life.
And just one last for me, you mentioned on your podcast, I think it was 2 weeks ago, about how you couldn't wait to run through guys. How many hits should we expect from you tomorrow?
I don't know. No, I'm not going to run out of position, but no, just miss the battles on the ice. So miss the soreness after games. Missing the sacrifice to your body to win games. So I'm really looking forward for that to happen tomorrow.
All right. Thank you very much, Brady.
Thank you.
Next, we'll go to Adam Stanley.
Hey, Brady, Adam Stanley with Sportsnet. Thanks for doing this. You talked a lot about obviously the physical recovery. Just curious on the mental side of things. How are you feeling emotionally and mentally? You mentioned about not expecting perfection coming into this return, but just on the mental side as you head back into this return, how are you feeling there?
I'm actually feeling no really good. Of course, I'm gonna have nerves for for tomorrow. Being the first game back, but I think nerves is a good thing. I think you can really use that in a positive way, and no, I have a great group of people that have helped me out throughout this whole process. Mentally, emotionally, and no, feeling really good. Feeling really positive, confident, and all that credit goes to my teammates and my support circle and no, I'm just excited to do what I love again.
Just one quick follow-up. You talk about the support circle, obviously family at home. Was there something that you were upset, frustrated about that you couldn't do while at home with a young family because of your injury over the last little while? Or have you been pretty well dialed with everything else on the home front away from the ice?
Yeah, no, I was useless the first couple of weeks. So no, I felt really bad for Emma. I couldn't really help out with Ryder and definitely couldn't do stuff around the house. So maybe I overused that one a little bit, but no, it's just tough that little things like cutting your food. I couldn't do that. So, um, yeah, there's just some things, some new skills that I had to learn with my left hand, but brushing the teeth and stuff like that, where for the first couple, probably felt like I didn't even brush them because I did such a bad job. So, but no, it stunk in that way, but no, I looked at it positively that able to learn things and try to do things with the left hand.
All right, man. Thanks so much. Good luck.
Thank you. Thank you.
We'll go back to Julian McKenzie.
Hey, Brady. Sorry, just have like a few more follow-ups. I wanted to ask you about your podcast. How did you and Matthew get the idea to do a podcast, and what led to it starting up, and how's it been for you guys?
No, first off, I think it kind of came to our attention, after Four Nations and before playoffs that we might have an opportunity to do something like that. And no, we were excited about it. We saw it as an opportunity to, grow the game. And of course, there's been no active NHL players, doing podcasts. So we thought that, to have that opportunity to be able to, grow the game and have, looking at it, if there's a podcast and we were kids coming up playing youth hockey or even playing any sports, just to hear active players just talking and like they normally do it, it's I'd be tuning in every time. So for us, it's an opportunity to grow the game, and I'm having a blast with it, and I'm really enjoying it, and just been fun that just FaceTime with my brother, but many more people can listen to it.
How's it been for you, just making sure you're on the same schedule as him in order to be able to record the podcast, and what's your setup like in terms of you mentioned being on FaceTime with your brother, what's it like having to pack a mic, or what's the setup like for your podcast when you have to lug it around with you when you travel?
Yeah, well, we have a great team at Wave. They've come set up home spot, home setup back in Ottawa, and then I've got a little backpack of some stuff here for the road. So they do an amazing job with scheduling, with providing everything that we need, and yeah, it's never something I expected myself to be doing, but no, since we've been started, it feels like that was meant to be, and no, it's just really awesome and exciting that we have an opportunity to grow the game and make it better than we found it.
And last one for me, I promise. What have you made of Linus Ullmark's play in his last few games? 3 wins in a row for the first time this season. It seems like he's turning a corner in his play. What have you made of how he's kind of dug himself out of what seemed like a slow start to this season?
I mean, I definitely think it was kind of overanalyzed at the start. I think he's a tremendous goalie and a leader and a big personality for our team, and no love having him and Levy back there. We have so much trust in them, and no belief that they'll make that big save at the right time, and it showed last night in Vegas. Big save, 3 minutes left, and in the third period, and to get a crucial 2 points. So I know I have, and we have all faith in our goalies, and that they're amazing players, amazing people, and amazing for our locker room.
Thank you so much for your time, and welcome back.
Thank you.
Next, we'll go to Jonathan Jobin.
Hey, Brady, thanks for doing that. Just a little bit in the same area as you were talking about. The points are so important right now. The standings are so close. Like during the game yesterday, the team was out of a playoff spot, and after the win, into a playoff spot. So coming back in this kind of situation, do you feel you're bringing kind of the same energy as acquiring a new guy, like having a trade, something like that? How do you see that the energy you can bring in the next few games for the guys that did well during your absence?
I mean, yeah, I'm just going to try to bring, full of emotion, full of energy, and use my freshness to my advantage. And yeah, I mean, I'm really excited, and try to create that excitement, positivity, and just that freshness of coming back, and knowing that just we'll give whatever it takes to help the team and help build on or help what they've built. So I'm really excited for that opportunity.
Knowing how much you ate being in on the press box, did you have more time to look at those standings, or you don't want to do that in the course of a season?
Yeah, I mean it's every game's super important. Of course, you see how tight everything is and how, like you said, if we lose that game, we're 20th in the league. So I think it's perfect that those big games start in November.